podcast studio, and I am your guide, Marcus Murray. And I just want to let you know that we're going to be talking about something very critical today as I'm getting the timer set. The topic today is going to be one that I believe will make a huge impact for the majority of us that are in this position where we have more years behind us than ahead of us. Those that are trying to decide what does the future actually look like and what is it going to take for me to achieve, maintain, and uh, realize true security, financial security in the future. And this topic is one that I believe is very, very critical. I want to talk about the lies that bind, the lies that bind. In life, a lot of us, we associate with people and we spend time with people. People are very important. And one of the things that I find is that as we get older, a lot of us tend to isolate. And really, we get into more of a cocooning mindset where we spend less and less time with other people. I would challenge you that people and relationships with people are your greatest resource, especially when it comes to this season in life. It's very important that you stay engaged and active and fully involved with others. I've encouraged in previous episodes that we do things like volunteer, find a place that we can go and actually make a difference by helping other people. We have to get to a point where we spend our lives doing more giving, making a difference and impacting the next generation by our efforts and our actual investment of time so that people can learn from us and grow as a result of us and get an opportunity to experience some of the wisdom that we've gained through the years. But there are these things, these lies that really bind us and they immobilize us. I'm not sure if you've ever had that experience where someone, it could be a close loved one, it could be a friend, a neighbor. When you speak to them, the words that they say regarding you are negative. People say things such as, you shouldn't do that because those kinds of things never work. I don't know if that's a good idea because I heard about four or five people that failed when they tried to do the same thing. You mentioned maybe I'm going to go back to school, and then they say to you, that's no good. It really won't help if you go back to school. From what I've heard, no one does well when they go back to school. Well, some people, there are optimists, and we've talked about this before, and there are pessimists. The optimist always sees hope and possibility in the future. They're an optimist. They're always optimistic. They see the glass as half full versus half empty. And yet the pessimist sees the complete opposite. Everything is doom and gloom and more likely to fail than it is to succeed. The pessimist is not going to offer calculated constructive input. The pessimist is always going to share the absolute negative regarding any situation. um, a great thing can happen in the eyes of an optimist. These are the best of times. The exact same great thing can happen. But in the eyes of the pessimist, this is the end of the world. I would encourage you, especially when we're in this situation with more years behind us than ahead of us, I would encourage you to carefully determine who you allow to spend time with you in your space, looking at whether or not they are pessimistic or optimistic. Because there are lies that are inevitably spoken that actually restrict our movement. They discourage our ambition. They hold us back. They bind us. They tie us up. They're the lies that bind. You know, once you realize that a person sees everything from a negative vantage point, You cannot share with them what you're doing. You can't share with them that you're in the midst of a transformation, that you are on a 365-day journey of becoming the best you, the you that you've always dreamed about. You cannot share it. There is scripture that says, be careful not to cast your pearls before swine, lest they trend them or trample them and turn and rend you or gouge you with their horns. You have to be careful. I would submit that that scripture is not there by accident, but it's a reason for it. So imagine for a moment, if you are going to become the you that you've been waiting to become, if you're going to evolve into the person you've been believing that you could evolve into, it will not happen under the guidance of the pessimist, but only with the assistance and the encouragement of the optimist. Now, does that mean that you want people around you that only say what you want to hear? Not at all. But you do want people that speak truth. Truth should encourage, uplift, edify, build you. It should make you feel empowered and provide guidance. Not You shouldn't feel beaten down, discouraged, oppressed. That's not the feeling that you should have. So keep in mind that at this point in life, we've been there and done that. What I share with a lot of my friends that have reached this beautiful time in life is, listen, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Give it a try, right? Calculate your risk, determine what your risk tolerance is, and just go for it. But beware of the lies of people that remind you of previous failures, people that tell you all the discouraging news. That's not what you want. All of the greatness that's available, and it's literally at our fingertips here in the United States, all of that greatness, all of that possibility, all of that potential, it is always going to be met with obstacles. It is never going to come easily. It is always going to require work, but we have to be careful to avoid the lies. Do you know what happens? I have found, and this is me personally, and I'm not sure if you've ever been there, I have found myself replaying in my own head lies that were spoken to me about me for whatever reason. It's almost like inside of the human genome is a some type of mechanism that's almost like a, a, a self-defeating mechanism, like this thing. And so, in order to overcome that, what we have to do is we must be intentional and we have to practice reprogramming and retraining our brains and our minds. It's absolutely critical. And i- if I could share, we had had multiple opportunities to embark in construction projects in and around our home. And I'll tell you,